The Hashashin Order, also known as the Assassins, emerged in the Middle Ages as a secret sect within the Nizari Ismaili branch of Shiite Islam. Their history is shrouded in mystery, intrigue, and strategic manipulation. The Hashashins have their roots in the turbulent political landscape of 11th century Persia. Hasan-i Sabbah, a charismatic and enigmatic figure, is often credited as the founder of the Hashashin Order. Born in Qom, Iran, Hasan-i Sabbah was initially a follower of the Ismaili branch of Shia Islam, which emphasized esoteric interpretations of religious texts. In 1090, Hasan-i Sabbah captured the mountain fortress of Alamut, strategically located in the Alborz Mountains of northern Iran. This stronghold became the epicenter of Hashashin power and intrigue. It's believed that Hasan-i Sabbah's charismatic leadership and ideological fervor attracted followers to Alamut, where he established a community governed by strict obedience and unwavering loyalty. Hasan-i Sabbah's leadership was central to the rise and early consolidation of the Hashashin Order. He was not only a skilled military strategist, but also a master propagandist, inspiring his followers with a vision of spiritual liberation through clandestine warfare. Under his leadership, the Hashashins cultivated an aura of fear and mystique, using assassination as a tool to eliminate political opponents and assert their influence. Another prominent figure in the Hashashin hierarchy was Rashid al-Din Sinan, also known as the Old Man of the Mountain. Sinan was appointed head of the Syrian branch of the Hashashin and played a crucial role in expanding their influence in the Levant. His cunning tactics and strategic alliances with regional powers cemented the Hashashins' reputation as formidable adversaries. The influence of the Hashashins extended beyond their mountain strongholds to include a network of agents and sympathizers throughout the Islamic world. Through a combination of strategic alliances, espionage, and targeted assassination, they established themselves as a force to be reckoned with in the political landscape of the Middle East. One of the most notorious episodes in Hashashin history was the assassination of Nizam al-Mulk, the powerful vizier of the Seljuk Empire, in 1092. This brazen act sent shockwaves throughout the Islamic world and demonstrated the Hashashins' ability to strike fear into the hearts of even the most powerful rulers. Over the centuries, the Hashashins expanded their reach, establishing a foothold in key cities and regions, including Syria, Persia, and parts of Anatolia. Through a combination of military prowess, religious fervor, and strategic alliances, they carved out a niche for themselves in the complex tapestry of medieval politics. In sum, the Hashashins' origins, leadership, and expansion are a testament to the power of ideology, secrecy, and strategic manipulation in shaping the course of history. Despite their eventual decline, their legacy continues to fascinate and intrigue historians and enthusiasts alike, underscoring the enduring appeal of the enigmatic assassins. The beliefs and practices of the Hashashins. The Hashashins, or assassins, were renowned for their clandestine operations, using a combination of religious zeal, strategic cunning, and psychological warfare to achieve their goals. Here's an in-depth look at their beliefs, recruitment methods, and the art of assassination. The Hashashins were an offshoot of the Nizari Ismaili sect, a branch of Shia Islam that embraced esoteric interpretations of religious texts. Central to their belief system was the concept of the imamat, which held that the rightful spiritual and political leader of the Muslim community was the imam, descended from the Prophet Muhammad through his daughter Fatima and her husband Ali. The Nizaris, including the Hashashins, adhered to the leadership of a line of imams, whom they believed possessed divine authority and guidance. In addition to their theological beliefs, the Hashashins embraced the doctrine of taqiyya, or dissimulation, which allowed them to conceal their true intentions and blend in with their surroundings. This tactic was essential to their survival in a hostile environment and enabled them to operate covertly in pursuit of their goals. Recruitment into the Hashashin ranks was a carefully orchestrated process designed to select individuals who demonstrated unwavering loyalty, physical prowess, and intellectual acumen. Prospective members were often drawn from disenfranchised or marginalized communities, offering them a sense of purpose and belonging within the Hashashin Order. Once recruited, initiates underwent rigorous training in martial arts, espionage, and ideological indoctrination. They were instilled with a sense of absolute obedience to the orders of their superiors and a willingness to sacrifice their lives in the service of the cause. The training regimen was not only physically demanding but also psychologically challenging, designed to break down individual identity and foster a sense of collective identity among the recruits. Assassination was the primary tool in the Hashashins' arsenal, used strategically to eliminate political opponents and instill fear in their enemies. Targets were carefully selected based on their perceived threat to the Hashashin Order or opposition to Nizari Ismaili interests. The Hashashins were masters of psychological warfare, using fear and intimidation to sow discord among their enemies. They often employed stealth tactics, such as infiltrating enemy strongholds under cover of darkness or disguising themselves as merchants or travelers to gain access to their targets. Poison was a favored method of assassination, allowing the Hashashins to eliminate their enemies without arousing suspicion. In addition to their murderous prowess, the Hashashins were skilled propagandists, using rumor and legend to enhance their reputation as fearsome adversaries. Stories of their supernatural abilities and unwavering devotion spread far and wide, contributing to their mystique and influence in the medieval Islamic world. The creed, recruitment methods, and assassination tactics of the Hashashins provide a fascinating insight into the complexities of medieval warfare and ideological conflict. Their legacy as master strategists and formidable adversaries continues to fascinate historians and enthusiasts alike, underscoring the enduring appeal of the enigmatic assassins. Notable deeds and infamy. The Hashashins, also known as the Assassins, gained notoriety for their daring and strategic assassinations, which left an indelible mark on the political landscape of the Middle East. Here's a closer look at some of their most famous acts and their impact on history. The famous assassinations. Montfer of Montferrat, 1192. One of the most notorious assassinations attributed to the Hashashins was that of Conrad of Montferrat, a prominent Crusader nobleman and ruler of the Kingdom of Jerusalem. Conrad was a key figure in the Third Crusade and played a major role in the Christian reconquest of Jerusalem. However, his ambitions and alliances made him a target for the Hashashins, who assassinated him in Tyre in 1192, dealing a blow to the Crusader cause. Nizam al-Mulk, 1092. Another high-profile target of the Hashashins was Nizam al-Mulk, the powerful vizier of the Seljuk Empire. Nizam al-Mulk was a renowned statesman and administrator who wielded considerable influence over the affairs of the empire. His assassination in 1092 sent shockwaves throughout the Islamic world, demonstrating the ability of the Hashashins to strike at the heart of power and destabilize established regimes. Raymond II of Tripoli, 1152. Raymond II of Tripoli, a prominent Crusader noble and ruler of the county of Tripoli, was another victim of Hashan intrigue. His assassination in 1152, orchestrated by the Hashashins, weakened the Crusader presence in the Levant and contributed to the fragmentation of Christian power in the region. The actions of the Hashashins had far-reaching implications for the political dynamics of the Middle East, shaping the course of events in profound ways. 1. Destabilization of ruling regimes. The Hashashins targeted assassinations of key political figures, destabilized ruling regimes, and sowed chaos within the Islamic and Crusader empires. By eliminating powerful leaders and statesmen, they undermined the stability and cohesion of established governments, paving the way for internal strife and external aggression. 2. For fear and intimidation, the Hashashins' reputation for ruthless efficiency and psychological warfare instilled fear and intimidation in their opponents. The specter of assassination loomed large over the political elite, forcing rulers to constantly watch their backs and undermining trust within ruling circles. 3. Fragmentation of power. The actions of the Hashashins contributed to the fragmentation of power in the Middle East, creating opportunities for ambitious warlords, rival factions, and external powers to assert their influence. The vacuum left by the elimination of key leaders often led to power struggles and conflict, further destabilizing the region. In conclusion, the notorious assassinations of the Hashashins and their impact on history highlight the complex interplay between ideology, power, and violence in the medieval Middle East. While their methods were controversial and morally dubious, their legacy as master strategists and agents of chaos continues to fascinate historians and enthusiasts alike. The strongholds of the assassins. Known for their daring assassinations and strategic maneuvers, the Hashashins operated from a network of mountain strongholds strategically located throughout the Middle East. These fortresses served as the nerve centers of Hashashin power, providing sanctuary, training grounds, and strategic vantage points for their operations. Here's an exploration of some of their most famous strongholds and their defensive tactics. 1. Alamut. Located in the Alborz Mountains of northern Iran, Alamut was the main stronghold of the Hashashins and the seat of their leadership. Perched on a rocky spur, Alamut was virtually impregnable, surrounded by sheer cliffs and accessible only through narrow mountain passes. The fortress boasted extensive underground chambers, secret passages, and hidden stores of supplies, making it an ideal base for Hashashin operations. 2. Masyaf. Located in modern-day Syria, Masyaf served as another important Hashashin stronghold in the Levant. Strategically located on a hill overlooking the Orontes Valley, Masyaf commanded a strategic position along key trade routes and provided a secure base of operations for Hashashin agents operating in the region. The fortress was fortified with thick walls, watchtowers, and defensive battlements, making it a formidable obstacle to would-be attackers. 3. Gurdkur. This fortress, located in the mountains of central Iran, was one of the earliest strongholds built by the Hashashins. Like Alamut and Masyaf, Gurdkur was strategically located to control key mountain passes and provide a safe retreat for Hashin operatives. Our defensive tactics and architectural ingenuity. The Hashashin fortresses were designed with defensive tactics and architectural ingenuity in mind, incorporating features that made them almost impregnable to enemy forces. 1. Natural defenses. Many of the Hashashin fortresses were located in mountainous regions, providing natural defenses against attackers. Steep cliffs, rugged terrain, and narrow access points made it difficult for enemies to approach or effectively besiege the fortresses. 2. Strategic location. The fortresses were strategically located along important trade routes, mountain passes, and water sources, allowing the Hashashins to control strategic choke points and exert influence over surrounding areas. 3. Fortified walls and towers. The fortresses were surrounded by thick walls, fortified towers, and defensive battlements, providing protection against siege weapons and enemy attacks. Watchtowers were strategically placed to provide surveillance and early warning of approaching threats. 4. Secret passages and hidden chambers. Many Hashashin fortresses were equipped with an intricate network of secret passages, underground tunnels, and hidden chambers that allowed the defenders to move stealthily and launch surprise attacks against enemy forces. In sum, the Hashashin fortresses were marvels of defensive architecture and strategic planning, serving as bastions of power and symbols of defiance against their enemies. Their mountain strongholds provided the Hashashins with a secure base of operations from which to conduct their clandestine activities and exert influence over the medieval Middle East. Decline and legacy. Once a formidable force in the medieval Middle East, the Hashashin Order eventually faced a decline that led to the disintegration of their power base. Despite their eventual demise, their legacy endures, influencing popular culture and capturing the imagination to this day. Let's take a closer look at the factors behind their decline and their lasting impact. Factors leading to the decline of the Hashashin Order. 1. External pressure. The Hashashins faced increasing pressure from external forces, including rival factions, invading armies, and hostile neighboring powers. As the political landscape of the Middle East evolved and new power dynamics emerged, the Hashashins found themselves increasingly isolated and vulnerable. 2. Loss of strategic strongholds. These fortresses, once impregnable bastions of power, fell to invading forces or internal strife, weakening the Hashashins' ability to defend their territory and project their influence. 3. Internal strife, factionalism, and internal power struggles plagued the Hashashin Order, causing divisions and discord within its ranks. Rivalry between different branches of the order, as well as conflicts over leadership and ideology, undermined their cohesion and effectiveness as a fighting force. 4. The decline of patronage. The decline of patronage from sympathetic rulers and patrons further eroded the resources and support base of the Hashashins. Without the financial and political backing of powerful allies, they struggled to maintain their operations and defend their territory from encroaching enemies. Influence on popular culture. 1. Literature. The Hashashins have featured prominently in works of historical fiction, fantasy, and spy fiction. Authors such as Vladimir Bartol, Alamut, Umberto Eco, Foucault's Pendulum, and Salman Rushdie, the Satanic Verses, have drawn inspiration from the mystique and intrigue surrounding the assassin. 2. Film and television. The Hashashins have been portrayed in various films and television series, often as shadowy assassins operating in the shadows of medieval landscapes. Notable examples include Ridley Scott's Kingdom of Heaven, which features the character of Rashid al-Din Sinan, and the popular video game series Assassin's Creed, which explores the conflict between the assassins and the Templars throughout history. 3. Gaming. The legacy of the Hashashins has also left its mark on the gaming industry, with numerous video games featuring assassin-themed storylines, characters, and gameplay mechanics. The Assassin's Creed series in particular has been widely acclaimed for its immersive historical settings and exploration of the Assassin-Templar conflict. Legacy of Fear. Despite their eventual demise, the legend of the Assassins continues to inspire fear and fascination in the popular imagination. The image of the Hashashins as skilled assassins, capable of striking fear into the hearts of their enemies, has become ingrained in popular culture and folklore. The legacy of the Hashashins serves as a reminder of the power of myth and legend to shape perceptions of history and inspire awe in the minds of the public. In conclusion, the decline of the Hashashin Order marked the end of an era of intrigue and political maneuvering in the medieval Middle East. Their legacy, however, lives on through representations in popular culture and the enduring fascination with their enigmatic history and mysterious ways. The Hashashins, also known as the Assassins, are one of the most fascinating and mysterious groups in history. Their enigmatic practices, daring assassinations, and strategic maneuvers have left an indelible mark on the medieval Middle East and continue to fascinate scholars and enthusiasts alike. By examining the origins, practices, and impact of the Hashashins, we gain valuable insight into the complexities of medieval geopolitics. Their clandestine operations, religious fervour, and mastery of psychological warfare shed light on the intricate power dynamics and ideological conflicts of the time. As we conclude our exploration of the Hashashins, we are reminded of the enduring appeal of the enigmatic. Their legacy is a testament to the power of myth, legend, and intrigue to capture the human imagination for centuries. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the shadowy world of the Hashashins.